Cheat on the news.
You are!
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss!
Oh, hey!
Oh, yeah! Good morning! And welcome to episode 1127 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, January 19th, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. I've got another By George segment and much more in the cup of coffee in the big time. By George, he's done it again, fellas.
That guy is the golden goose.
He really is. He well, for the next few days until he is forcibly removed from Congress. But it's
Oh, you
going to
think
be
that's
awesome.
going to happen?
Oh yeah, dude. Wait till you hear what he's done next.
No, he's gonna term out.
There's
bro.
no chance he can
He's
ride
gonna
it out.
Term out, bro.
Not possible. Mark's got the most popular segment in the show's history, back with an international edition on deck.
You wanted it, you got it, lads.
Wow. Incredible. And Wes has Meta freeing the nipple to close this one out today.
Huge news. Very big news. Yeah, when to see some nipple right now. Right now, according to Meta.
Nice. Zuckerberg finally getting horny over there in San Francisco.
They're trying to catch up with Twitter.
Yeah.
Right, because they need to go a long way to catch up with their competitors on the freeing the nipple route.
Twitter's just disgusting. We were talking about earlier. Twitter's just a cesspool of bestiality, hardcore porn.
It's just mostly hardcore porn that I see on there. Yeah.
It's just
I
disgusting.
haven't seen
You guys are
any
watching
hardcore
bestiality
porn.
videos on there?
You haven't seen
any-
hardcore porn? Oh, man.
No, I have. I'm
there's-
saying I see that all the
Oh,
time.
Wes said he
I haven't.
hasn't.
You guys are watching bestiality on there?
I'm sure
haven't
it's
seen
there.
any bestiality
sure,
on there.
Sure it's there. Has
I've
to
just
be.
seen the nasty, like the Nepal videos have. I haven't
Well,
been
but
on
that's
Twitter
on
since.
Instagram too.
Some of the porn
that's
is
everywhere.
so hardcore that it's almost bestiality, even though it's not animals. It's
It's animalistic.
it's animalistic for sure.
Animalistic, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. How to support the show. Sign up for the Hive Hour and Florida Man Friday bonus podcast and our Discord server. All available at patreon.com/hardfactor. Oh, you are going to want to check this latest Hive Hour that's out now. We dove straight into that world of texting with inmates, female inmates, most of which are very attractive.
Turns out it's pretty easy,
Interesting episode.
Oh,
Well-
it's fishing with dynamite, Mark. And
Yeah,
the dynamite
that's-
is money.
Yeah.
Yep, fishing with dynamite's a better way to put it than very easy, I'd say.
Yeah, right.
But it's accessible, and you can learn how to do it on the Hive Hour this week. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Pods if you want to hear it read back on tomorrow's Hive 5 segment. Store.hardfactor.com for all of the latest comfort tees up to 4XL. Designs are looking very excellent on those comfort tees. Much more comfortable. Anything else, guys, before we...
So going back to the Hive Hour, we now have a JPay account. I don't know if anyone else is downloading
jail
on their
pay?
phone. Yeah, jail
JPay,
pay.
and
JPay.
also we have a Chirp, which is prison texting.
But if my girlfriend goes through my phone somehow tonight and she sees this new app and that I'm communicating
you're fucked.
with inmates, I'm gonna have a lot of
Yeah.
explaining to do.
Yeah, it's a commissary chat app where, I mean, the conversations can
You
get...
bought inmate 3, 4, 5, 6 tampons this week, Wes?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
as
What do you
need.
mean, hey babe, to
Yeah.
inmate 12894?
It's research.
That's Teresa, actually. Is
Yeah,
her
that's
name?
Nicole. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's research, babe. Research, okay? Yeah, I mean, it's important journalistic work that we're doing in there. So
Nice.
But
Love
it's
it.
also fun. And
It was fun.
giving some commissary funds to some inmates. All right, you guys ready to hop into the news today?
Yes.
It's thick. Let's do it. Cup of coffee in the big time is up first.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
Trending news at the time of taping. But first, a couple of fun facts and a joke of the day because the Discord server has just been too funny. Turns out Carole Baskin's first husband, Don Lewis, just ghosted her and moved to Costa Rica. He was not eaten by her tigers as everybody thought because she's so insane.
He probably loved that storyline, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, he left her. It was perfect timing. Look at when he left her. She was still hot at the time. And then he's an old man. He's like, I'm getting out of here. She's so fucking crazy. And then she turned out to be Carole Baskins, the crazy
This
one.
was the conspiracy theory. This was like a well-known theory about what happened to him, and now it has been confirmed that he actually did just get on a plane and fly to Costa Rica.
Just left her ass. Yep,
Yeah.
just left her in the dust. And you know, I think it was confirmed last year, but now the news is going viral again. Another fun fact: Olivia Dunne's net worth is already well over $2 million, and she's just a 20-year-old gymnastics athlete at LSU. But her yoga pants ads are world class. So she's making that check.
That's a $2 million ass right there. You know,
it really is. It really is. And as I said at the top, Father Brian, our resident Hardo Hive priest, is on fire in the joke of the day thread. Here he's got one about a couple of Australian blokes. It says, 2 Australians were sitting around talking over a beer. After a while, the first Australian says to the second, "If I was to sneak over to your house and make love to your wife while you was off fishing and she got pregnant and had a baby, would that make us related?" And then the second Australian crooked his head sideways for a minute, scratched his head, squinted his eyes, thinking real hard about the question, and he finally said, "Well, I don't know about related, but I'd reckon it'd make us even." Yeah. So got him. That guy got cucked. Also, Monkweiser on fire in the thread. Why couldn't Helen Keller drive a car? You guys know?
I mean, there's a number of reasons,
blind
right?
and
She's blind, deaf.
She was a woman. But Monkweiser on fire. Last joke of the day from Tom M. The LaVerge Police Department has had their Google search results updated to be a train station.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, because she gets that's the Tennessee cop. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tennessee, LaVerge, Tennessee.
Choo choo. Remember we went on a
Laverge,
beach week a long time ago, and our buddy, it was like 10 guys and a girl, and our buddy, we went out and they were smoking in a van. And he's like, "Hey, that girl you guys brought's pretty hot. Maybe we run a train on her." Choo choo. We were like,
Good thing I brought my conductor's hat.
Yeah, good thing I brought my conductor's hat. We were like 19, and everyone got real quiet. He's like, "She's in the car with you, isn't she?" Because he couldn't see it was tinted windows, and she was.
So he,
she was in the van. She heard it
all of those friends just asked him if he had his conductor's hat every time for the next like 10 years of seeing him. So he never lived that down. Yeah, well, that's tough, you know.
When you call for a train thinking she won't hear it and then she hears it, that's yeah.
No, actually, that's my wife, bro. And speaking of wives, no matter how bad things get, fellas, at least you're not the Massachusetts wife killer Brian Walsh with an E. He's on trial for killing his lovely wife, Ana, on New Year's after getting caught on camera dumping the presumed body at his mom's apartment complex in Swampscott, and as we've covered before. So, you know, that's how they caught him. They were like, "Hey, you dumped her body into your mom's, dumpster after you told us you didn't know what happened." And now that the trial has begun, guess what else we didn't know yet about this, murdering moron,
pregnant.
Brian? Oh, well, that's a good guess. Wes, you got one?
No, that the pregnancy thing got me. It's dark.
Great guess, but no, Mark, almost that brutal. After beating his beautiful wife to death in the basement while their 3 boys slept upstairs, young boys, this fucking moron Googled how to dispose of a 115-pound woman's body on his computer. Then
that was too specific.
Yeah, very specific.
That was
then
Dispose of a woman named Anna's.
Yeah,
right, full name.
way too specific.
Then he was like, "Oh shit, maybe I fucked up." So he grabbed his son's iPad and he made a series of Google searches, including 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to, dismemberment and the best ways to dispose of a body, can you be charged with murder without a body, and can you identify a body with broken teeth? So, searched all those.
Then he wrote, how do you inform the government you were just joking about dead body searches?
Right. What's a VPN? Then on January 2nd, Brian went to Home Depot in Rockland, where he purchased $450 in cleaning supplies, including mops, buckets, tarps, Tyvek, drop cloths, and various kinds of tape. He was seen wearing a black surgical mask and blue surgical gloves, and made a cash purchase at the Home Depot. Is he the dumbest criminal of all time?
He's up there.
You know who else is dumb? I don't know if you guys saw this, but
the Idaho guy?
Shakira's ex Gerard, the soccer player.
PK.
I read how she caught him was that she loves jam apparently, and the kids and him hate jam, and so when she came back, someone was eating her jam, and she was like, where's all my fucking jam going? And it was the mistress who apparently loved jam too.
He's got like a jam allergy.
No,
Yeah. No, the kids and him hated jam.
He let his mistress eat his wife's jam.
Yeah, and she was eating her fucking jam
While he was eating her jam. While he was jamming her out.
Mark. Yeah.
Whoa.
A lot of jam
That's a
going
jam
on.
Hey
fest.
Wes, at least he didn't murder his wife in the basement while his 3 kids were
Well,
upstairs.
that's
That's
disgusting.
true.
He broke her teeth, and he was like, "Oh, I wonder if teeth particles will be." Jeez.
Yeah, horrible stuff. He obviously didn't want to get caught and gave the cops a checklist of his extreme guilt instead. So
Yeah, he just listed how he killed her, basically.
Yeah, he bought
Right,
a
I'd have to
murderer's
say
starter
he's-
pack at Home Depot.
Yeah.
easily one of the stupidest criminals we've ever covered on this show. And looks the part, too. All right, since it's the cup of coffee in the big time, a real quick bad news roundup in business this time before the cream. You know, trending news. There's always some unsavory stuff.
The guy who ate Kevin Bacon and hung him down upside down and got caught like eating his testicles was probably pretty stupid too. But he was more insane.
Yeah,
That insanity plea could work, right?
Right.
Koberger also pretty dumb.
What are you doing? You're eating his testicles right now. Yeah.
Right. Very foolish, but the insanity plea probably works with that guy. Koberger pretty stupid too, it seems like, but I think the Brian Walsh guy is even dumber than Koberger.
Yeah. No insanity plea for him. Just the death penalty, please.
I think that they're saying that Koberger can't get it because he premeditated so much.
Wouldn't that
So
be okay?
No, you can't get insanity, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
can't get insanity.
Yeah.
Because, So no, Walsh and Koberger hopefully not getting insanity, just getting charges because
Yeah.
horrible
Hopefully, just
criminals.
getting raped in jail in prison. Yeah.
Yeah, well, or the death. Well, not in Massachusetts, but maybe in Idaho. Okay,
Raped by the governor.
anything. Torture for them would be good. Okay, since it's the coffee, bad news, roundup real quick. Amazon is starting those 18,000 layoffs this week after they decided that they couldn't just ruin 10,000 employees 2023. Had to be 18, so they upped it. They were like, nah, double that almost, and we'll start right after the new year. So that's beginning. And speaking of 10,000 employees, well, but they upped it to 18, but 10,000, Microsoft also announced they'll be cutting 10,000 employees as well, even though... weird thing about Microsoft, they're actually working on buying Activision that has over 10,000 employees for $68 billion. So it seems pretty cold-blooded by those AI-addicted freaks over in Seattle.
Yeah, they're
cutting
current employees
10,000
like,
of their own.
just don't buy Activision.
Right.
You know how Microsoft likes to compete though and keep up with like people like Amazon. So they're probably just doing this just because. Yeah.
Cold-blooded. Just cutting whole divisions of their current company so that they can buy a more profitable company at the same time. And they're also really into AI over at Microsoft. They're big Chat GPT people. They are scary, to be honest with you, at Microsoft. And they say bad news comes in threes, and for American businesses, it certainly does this week. As iconic American brand Party City has announced Chapter 11 bankruptcy this week after massive losses in the last few years. And stop me if you've heard this one before, but inflation combined with less cash being spent by customers has led to plummeting sales for Party City and Amazon and Microsoft and Salesforce and Eggs and pretty much everybody. And the good news with Party City, at least, is that the North American franchisees who choose to remain open will be able to stay open. And the company is getting investment to restructure the website and corporate tools as well so that they are just bankrupt. They're going to try to keep the party going as long as they can, even though they have no cash.
I got to be honest with you. I buy like outfits from Party City multiple times a year because it's right down the street, and I get my emo outfits and my Halloween outfits and all my outfits for the show, like all that shit.
Yeah, we're
from
big Party City people.
I'm trying to keep Party City in business over here.
Yeah, but they should have just gone. They should have just bitten the bullet and gone full adult. Like had a separate adult section where they sold dildos and sex toys, because half of the costumes in there are just sexy adult, costumes. So they might as well just sold the sex toys and stuff too, in like a separate back room.
At least had a door, exactly.
Right, they should have a side room thing. I mean, I feel like all costume
money's in
places.
dildos.
Yeah, the money's in dildos.
All costume places should have some sex stuff in there.
Any costume store knows the money's in dildos. Any idiot, any old idiot knows.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. Also, kids' birthdays, which is ironic, right?
Kids'
'Cause you have to do
birthdays and
both at
dildos.
once.
You have to have.
Yeah.
That's why you have to have the separate rooms.
Right, exactly. So you get the side
Don't
room.
get those confused. Yeah.
That could have maybe helped them. Wes, what they're blaming it on in the filings, they say that Spirit Halloween and Amazon, have just completely crushed their market share.
Spirit
because-
does fuck them up.
Yeah, and they're seasonal, so they're less. Spirit spends less money to fuck.
Oh, they
them
just
up.
ride into town, pop up in a bigger store, and then just sell the same costumes.
You know what's not seasonal?
What?
Dildos.
Dildos. Yeah, dildos. Yeah.
You're right, Wes.
That's right.
You're right. You're right. Spirit should maybe
Right
consider
again.
selling those in the off season as well.
Should be called party dildos.
Right. But
Dildos
funny
and
how
costumes.
Amazon, one of the people that's stealing their market share, is also not filing for bankruptcy, but cutting 18,000 jobs. So not a recession though, right? Moving on.
We know it's a recession. Well,
moving
you
on
don't
to
have to
better.
say it every show. But
Moving
all
on to
know.
better news in.
The cream of the crop!
I'm beginning to think I caused the recession.
yeah, are you mad at us?
No, I was just saying it for that it was here and nobody
Right.
was. You
No,
guys
we all-
were like,
no,
no,
we
it's
all
not.
agree
No,
with
it's not. Yeah, well, I mean, a year after I started saying it. At
Oh, well,
first
then
it was
let's
like,
keep
don't say the
bringing
word.
let's keep bringing up old shit for the next 17 years. Never let it die.
Well, are you upset, Mark?
No, I'm not. It's just
You sound it.
it's annoying.
Okay. Sorry to be so annoying to you.
Go ahead.
Is it a recession though?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I believe so.
I believe
Maybe.
it is.
Maybe. Anyways, the cream of the crop today is by George Santos. He's done it again. America's most hilarious liar, Republican representative from New York, George Santos, a.k.a. Anthony DeVolder. Those are his middle names, apparently. That's what he says. But
He has
could
two
just
middle
be-
names.
Could just be a lie. A.k.a. Anthony Zabrovsky, which is what he called himself when he made a GoFundMe, where he wanted to get more money from Jewish people. So he listed his name as Zabrovsky, and that GoFundMe was called Friends of Pets United. And by George, he's done it again because we're just going to gloss straight over the fake Jewish stuff, the 9/11 stuff, fake 9/11 stuff this time, because also on his Friends of Pet United GoFundMe, the same one where he claimed he was Jewish to get more money from Jewish people, Santos also allegedly stole $3,000 from a veteran who was referred to him by a veterinarian with a sick dog. So a homeless New York veteran named Richard Osthoff in 2016 learned that his pit mix donated him by a veterans charity named Sapphire. So Wes, avert your eyes, but I'm going to show you a picture of Sapphire here. That's Richard and Sapphire in the car,
You think I don't want to?
Which guy's
I don't
up
wanna,
there?
He got conned, so I'm not going to say anything about him. But just gonna. Does he think he's a good pet owner or not? Wes.
What, him?
Yeah.
He looks like he
looks
could
responsible, right?
potentially be a good pit owner.
Okay.
He does. He looks like a good dog owner.
Well, I mean, he was honorably discharged from the Navy. He was homeless at the time. A veterans charity gave him Sapphire, to help him out because he was, having a hard time. And
Probably
so,
not socializing him very well.
hopefully, yeah. I mean, hopefully he was helping the veteran. I think it was
Right.
probably like more of a mental health thing.
I understand.
Support animal. Yeah.
I know.
Right.
I'm just
No, I
saying
get
it.
you're upset, Wes. It
No,
is a
I
pit
just
bull
doubt
after
he
all. I'm
socialized
sorry.
them very, very
I
much.
I
you know what
said
I mean?
trigger warning. I'm sorry that I showed you the picture.
did
But
warn you.
Sapphire needed $3,000 surgery, and so Richard didn't know what to do. And the vet tech told him, he said, "I know a guy who runs a pet charity who can help you." And guess who that guy was?
Anthony DeVolder.
Anthony DeVolder of Friends of Pets United. And here is the GoFundMe post that Richard Osthoff posted back then in
What is
2016.
going on with that dog?
It's got a massive tumor, and it needs $3,000 surgery to get rid of the tumor. And Richard posts on Facebook. He says, "Hey, Facebook friends, I'm trying to raise $3,000 to pay for my Pity Pup's life-saving tumor removal. If you can donate or know someone who can, would you please go to my GoFundMe account?" Oh, and look at that. That's a GoFundMe, that was set up by Anthony DeVolder. You can see right there of Friends of Pets United. So what happens after that? Well, they raise $3,000. They raise the money they need to get Sapphire the surgery. And then Osthoff And another New Jersey veteran, retired police sergeant Michael Bull, who tried to intervene and help Osthoff in 2016, they told Patch that Santos closed the GoFundMe as soon as he had raised the $3,000 on social media and just disappeared. And then Sapphire died in 2017 without her surgery, and Osthoff had to panhandle for the cremation fees of the dog because he was still homeless at the time. So Santos, what was Santos during this time doing during this time where he was refusing to give them the money? Well, certainly that, but also texting them and taunting him basically and denying, to pay for any services for the dog, denying to drive him anywhere to get the things done to the dog that needed to be done.
Well, surely he returned the money to the donators, right?
No, he stole the $3,000 and he was like, because you didn't do it my way, I'm just going to take it and give this money to other dogs. Sorry, so sad. See ya.
And that dog is me. Ow, ow! He gave it to a dog, all right.
He certainly did himself, the biggest piece of shit on planet Earth. And if you didn't think that was bad enough, add this. Here, let's take it to the internet on Twitter. At Caven Schroff tweets, breaking, a Brazilian drag performer and others claim George Santos was a drag performer under the name Kitara Ravache. Not confirmed, but certainly looks like Santos. Important context here that Republican electeds have directed hate and violence toward the drag community, and Santos himself is part of the Don't Say Gay bill. He supports a lot of the anti-LGBTQ.
Well, that's George Santos. That's not Katarina, whoever his other name is. So
well, maybe, but see, since they are the same person,
right.
Let's take it back to the internet. How this started was, everybody's doing these Santos is a phony articles, and so the New York Times they're tweeting about, his background's under scrutiny or whatever. They have an article, and Bruna Benavidez says, ask him about Kitara Ravache, his name in drag and pageant queen. Okay, so like where there's smoke, there's fire, right?
He's like, I thought you'd never ask.
Yeah,
he comes in dancing.
He so far has not.
Give me 1 minute.
I think he's going to try to deny this one, but here's the pics, guys. There is Kitara. Does that look like George Santos?
I mean, dude,
I'm going to go with it.
I believe all of it, man.
Yeah, I'm going to go with it.
There's a clearer picture
like
of Kitara.
Clearly.
Does that look like George Santos?
Of course.
Absolutely.
That's George Santos. That's right. Multiple social media users and media outlets are now claiming that by George, this time maybe by with an I,
right.
George is also a drag queen who goes by the name Kitara in Brazil. And so here's the last tweet that really nails it home. At Marissa Cabas tweets, I just spoke by phone with Eula Rochard, a Brazilian drag queen who is friends with George Santos when he lived near Rio. She said everyone knew him as Anthony, never George, never even said that name, or by his drag name Kitara, because he was always in drag. And confirms this photo, the one I showed you guys from the newspaper clipping, is from 2008. It's a drag show at Ikarai Beach.
Yeah, George Santos was a full rebrand, but he didn't get far enough away from the other names. We found him. We found out.
He's just an idiot and an asshole, basically.
He also had a. I know you said we'll gloss over the Jewish thing, but I saw that he had a Jewish name that he used as well.
I said
to
at the
make
beginning.
more money. Yeah,
right.
He's like Jews donate to Jews, so I go on the GoFundMe as Zabrowski,
Zabrowski. He told his roommate at the time that he put his name listing as Anthony Zabrowski, even though he didn't go by that at all at the time, just because he figured if they saw a Jewish name,
they'd donate.
They would donate more. So like he was basically, but you saw that it was listed under the devolver.
He's right about that. I mean,
So he was like, he must have been marketing it to certain Jewish communities as Zabrowski, whatever. He's just a con man. He's a straight con man. It's hilarious. He's a very ambitious con man who's also a complete moron. And I guess he's a drag queen who maybe I don't know why he then ran as a Republican. I don't care about his personal life and his preferences, but like, it's weird that you would be a drag queen personally, and then you would go out and run as a politician that hates those people.
Well, it's like, what's her name? Caitlyn Jenner.
Right.
Running.
It's a lot like Caitlyn Jenner.
But I think he just got too big. Like I don't know if he ever expected this con that he's doing to get so big.
I wish I was a fly on the wall when he or whoever convinced him to run. Like I want to be in that period of time.
Which foreign enemy convinced him to run and funded his campaign? I mean, it's got to be somebody who is an enemy of America.
Such a sly move by them, because they're like, if he wins, all this shit's going to come out on where they're going to look. The U.S. is going to look so stupid for electing this guy.
So which foreign entity, was the one behind the $700,000 to DeVolder LLC?
Some genius, someone that's a sneaky foe.
Still don't think that we will find that out, and who knows if Uncle Sam will ever really admit it. But I hope they do. Because by George, he's done it again, and
He'll
that's
be back.
Today's cup of coffee. I think
It's
so.
the tip of the iceberg with this guy.
That's
The
what I said
problem
a
is
couple weeks ago, and I was
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you
There's
were.
more coming.
Yeah.
The problem is the campaign finance laws. So once they dig into who is behind DeVolder LLC's $700,000 that so far nobody knows where it came from, basically. It came from a bunch of like shell organizations. They're going to find out, eventually who was the person
Democratic
that paid
donor.
for it.
It's a Democratic donor.
Or it could be foreign.
I don't
I don't think it's foreign.
Wes?
I think it's local Democratic donor.
You think it's local
That would
Dems?
be
I
funny.
mean, it's either them or
100%.
foreign. It's either them or a foreign agency.
They're willing
yeah.
to burn it all down. Both parties are willing to burn it all down to make them look stupid.
100% local Dems.
I mean, it's either going to be them or it's going to
China.
be it's going to be an either or. It's going to be China, Russia, or the Dems. One of the three.
I cannot wait for like the 4 to 6 part miniseries on George Santos.
Oh, it's going to be great.
It's going to be amazing.
A lot of TV will be spawned off
It's
of
going
this
to be
guy's.
so good.
Oh, and he's
stupid
going to give them
existence,
all the
but-
goods that they want as soon
Oh,
as they
he's
kick him
going
out
to
of
make so much
Congress.
money. He's going to write
Yeah,
books.
he's gonna be
gonna
like,
write
what do
books.
you
He's
want to
gonna-
know? I'll
he's
tell
gonna
you
be like,
everything.
Can I
It's
star
so
in it? Can I
disgusting,
play
yeah.
Katarina?
Gonna make money,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. He'll be all for it.
It's going to be great.
Well, it's a lesson that crime pays, and being a con man, I guess, is okay in 2023. Take that one with you, kids, I guess. And that's today's cup of coffee that was brought to you by DraftKings. The NFL playoff action continues. We're one step closer to Super Bowl 57. And for the NFL divisional round, check out DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. Plus, all new and existing customers can take a shot and get even bigger payouts with DraftKings stepped up same game parlays. We've talked about that before. You can now parlay, better stuff in the same game than you could before. It makes the winnings even more sweet. Boost your NFL winnings with each leg up to 100%. And this weekend, I love rushing QB prop bets in all games featuring the NFC East, meaning that I'm putting down wagers on Daniel Jones, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, and Brock Purdy to score anytime rushing TDs at very good odds. And I'm thinking that at least one of those is going to hit, maybe all 4 if I'm lucky.
Yeah,
right?
at least 2, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah, all those guys like to rush it into the end zone.
They do.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code HARDFACTOR. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL divisional round and get $200 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code HARDFACTOR. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for full details.
Nice. Well, and again, while you're watching those games, why don't you eat the number one meal kit for eating well, Green Chef? Why don't you get on board with that? Anyone out there looking to kickstart a keto diet in the new year to melt off some holiday pounds? I am.
Yeah.
Guilty. Green Chef is making it easier than ever before to keep keto with their brand new limited time Keto Kickoff 2023. Now you can find keto recipes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, plus meal bundles at the Green Market. Keep keto the easy and delicious way. And the entire Green Chef menu has been expanded, y'all. It's now got like over 30 options per week. It's the most customizable it's ever been. So they got more options, better options. You can customize them easier. You can double down on meals you like. You can like pause it. It's just much better than it was before, and it was already great. So now the number one eaten healthy option is even better. Craving more.
Listener Eric Donahue sent us a picture of his meal. Delicious.
Oh shit,
Looked fantastic.
Dude, and Eric Donahue, by the way, like one of the original Fatathon winners, and he's lost like 100 pounds, like that. Yeah, okay. Well, listen to Eric Donahue.
It's making his cooking look incredible.
Listen, Eric Donahue, that's high praise. There you go. Craving more servings of a favorite recipe. Like I said, you can just double that shit on the customizable options. And now they have 10-minute lunches too, which are brand new. So boom, you can get it all done in 10 minutes, which is pretty nice. Green Chef is the only meal kit also that's like both carbon and plastic offset. So you're going to reduce your food waste by more than or up to 38% versus even grocery shopping. So if you want to eat healthy in 2023 like I am and go keto, by the way, my new favorite keto meal from Green Chef is the almond crusted pork chops. Delicious. They're all delicious, but that's my new favorite one. All you need to do is go to greenchef.com/hardfactor60. That thing went away for a second. Yeah. To get 60% off plus free shipping, it's right there on the screen. Go to greenchef.com/hardfactor60. Use code hardfactor60 to get 60% off plus free shipping. So do that. It'll be in the show notes too. If you didn't catch that, Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well.
Hey, real quick, Mark, before you move on to the most anticipated
You want
segment.
to go to
of all
Australia
time.
for a second?
Yeah, New Zealand's PM Jacinda Ardern just resigned out of the blue.
So there's something to that.
This is weird because she was praised as one of the best prime minister in the world during the whole COVID phase, and then now she just said, "I know what
I thought you
this
said
job
Hulk Hogan
takes,
face.
and I know that I no longer have enough in the tank to do it justice."
And
Resign.
we can't even get George Santos to resign.
Well, there's got to be some scandal. There's
There
no
has
way
to
that
be.
she just
Something's
resigns
coming
out of nowhere. There's got to be a scandal behind it.
There's something behind it. There
Yeah,
usually is.
she's getting out ahead of a scandal. There's no doubt.
She's leaving. She'll have to answer less questions. All right.
Right.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
Look, my hands were tied. Thousands and thousands of requests came in. So backed by a very popular demand, it's time for we got to play it, guys. And the theme for this one's which one's worse is international death. So right off the bat, they're both pretty bad, and final because the death,
Right.
the death part.
Like Final Destination, except
Yeah, it's not great.
Carmen San Diego mixed with Final Destination.
Exactly. And before we get into it, bonus dog international death and shout out RIP to France's, that's the country of France, Sister André. She's the oldest known person in the world at 118 years old when she died on Tuesday of this week. And check her out. She doesn't look a day over 110 there. This past spring when that photo
Is that
was
her
taken.
ear?
Yeah.
That's really drooping. Yeah. Wes.
her
It's down-
ear?
As you
She's
say,
117 in that.
Ear
tip
is
of
at
her-
at her chin.
at her chin. Yeah. When your ear droops below your jawline, that's when you're real old.
She was defying.
moly.
She was defying gravity and death and all sorts of things.
You know, the
yeah.
ears and the feet never stop growing.
And then the
Interesting.
nose,
Fun
too,
fact. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see it right there in Sister André. Those are 117-year-old ears.
I think the nose too,
sadly,
right, Wes? Yeah.
she was no spring chicken, and she died less than a month before her 119th birthday. She was like 25 days away from 119. But I'd say she had a pretty good run. So let's celebrate, Sister André's life, right? Who was 3 years away from being the oldest person ever to live. According, in recent, recordings or whatever. And she did things in her life like look after children during World War II when she was approaching her 40s.
Jesus.
I mean,
Think
that's
about
pretty
that.
good.
Think about that. All right, now on to the shit news. First up, let's go to France's historic rival, the UK, where a couple was trampled by cows near their home while they were going on a walk after lunch.
Okay.
Ouch.
That's pretty good.
57-year-old Michael Holmes of Netherton in West Yorkshire, England, was killed by the unruly cows, and his wife, Teresa Holmes, will be in a wheelchair for the rest of her life as the cows crushed her spine and lower body.
Was this a stampede, or did they attack them?
Yep. Stampede.
How are cows that fast where you can't get out of the way? So
Well, you're old and not, so that's a good question. This all happened back in September 2020, and Teresa has now, it's back in the news because Teresa's now asking for an inquest, which is like, the local townspeople to vote on putting up a sign saying, warning, there are cows nearby, because there was none in the field by their home, which is why they walked right into a cow stampede ambush. So she's asking. I mean, I feel like obviously the sign won't bring her high school sweetheart who she was married to for 34 years or her use of her legs back, but it could prevent cow tramplings in the future, she says. So,
It's a small victory, yeah.
yeah, I think it's a fair ask, though. I think put up
Sure.
the sign, right?
If the shit doesn't give it away, the sign will.
Yeah, exactly. They couldn't smell it. The couple were walking and they went up a steep hill and then down. And on the way down, the cows approached them from behind and accelerated down the hill faster than they could get out of the way. So the cows were running. They weren't like necessarily running after them, but there was a bunch of them.
right,
They
it's just
were
like a herd
running
of cows that are moving fast.
faster than the
They
57.
couldn't get like on a side of a fence or anything. There was nothing. They just okay.
They got snuck up on.
Just
Michael was
by
killed.
by a herd of cattle. That's
Yeah, and Michael was crushed to death instantly. And Teresa spent 6 months in the hospital with a severed spine and woke up completely unaware of the incident. So she had to be told, that her husband was dead and she would never walk again.
That's pretty bad.
Try to paint the picture here. It's which one's worse. Sorry. The couple was walking their 2 dogs who escaped and survived.
They're
Well,
fast,
yeah. I mean, a dog's not going to get caught by that's what kind of confuses me. I mean, I see that they're coming downhill, but a herd of cattle, not the thing you typically see humans getting run over.
They weren't that
by.
mobile, Will. They weren't.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's story number 1. Let's go ahead and root for that cow
That's
crossing
pretty bad.
sign
That's pretty
to be
bad.
put up in Netherton, right? Yeah. Hope that sign gets put up.
Yeah.
But there's going to be somebody, an asshole like me in Netherton, that's like,
do we really want to spend $200 on a sign?
right? Well, no, that's like going to be like, is anybody else really going to get caught by a herd of cattle?
I feel like if she shows up in the wheelchair and tells her story, you make the sign. Someone can do it,
Just
right?
fucking hammer the sign in.
Just put the sign in for her, right?
Yeah.
For
Don't they have
Christ's
cattle crossings in France? Like, don't they have like?
This is
you
UK.
know-
This is France's rival. Cause
Oh,
France
right.
was
France was the old lady.
Sister
UK.
André.
This is UK.
Yeah.
UK.
All right, you guys ready for the next one?
I guess.
Sure.
That's pretty sad. It's pretty sad.
It's not going to get better. Do you guys like kite festivals?
Yeah, I used to when I would get high. I like a good kite festival.
Of course, they're pretty neat, fun for the whole family, and you get to see a bunch of cool, different design kites, at different levels, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool if you're high. It's visually cool. Well, not so much in India, where their kite festival ended in several deaths from near decapitation this weekend. 6 people, including 3 children, died at several different locations in India this Sunday when they had their annual countrywide kite festival.
Yeah, we've
That's
covered this shit
horrible.
before. It's just a death festival. You're right, because every year someone gets their throats slit by these
That's
fucking
correct.
kite strings.
Wait,
correct.
so why are the kite strings? Are they made of like metal?
Nylon.
Yes, Will, they are.
Oh, they are? Jesus.
What? They should outlaw the metal ones then.
They should, shouldn't they? But you
Yeah.
can make them at home. The issue is so many people are flying kites and they're flying them from their roofs, and several people are using reinforced metallic strings to make sure that they get their best fly on. All told, 200 people, or about 200 people, were hospitalized because the strings wrapped around some body part and squeezed too tight. And sadly, it was the neck for the 6 that died. Maybe they should issue some safety messaging around the festival next year and suggest that people stop using metallic strings.
Right. This seems like it could be taken care of so easily.
Right. It seems like stupid, and everyone's out there. They're all flying the kites. So everyone's like outside, and then boom, a wind, and then you're dead.
Good Lord.
Maybe if you have the metallic strings, like go to not the city, which is where most of these people died, in the populated city. Maybe go to like a beach area. If you
We
wanna
talk
go
a
to
lot
top
about
strings.
like on this show, like we've covered like the air races, where there have been the crashes and
Yes.
shit, or air shows.
Right.
But how the hell is a kite festival going to regularly be more deadly than like shit where people drive fast cars and fly planes?
Sounds like the safest thing possible, a kite festival.
You'd think. Not with the metal strings, huh?
No, not in India where everyone's outside on the roofs getting their heads cut off. So,
I'd rather cut someone's head off than lose this kite,
yeah. So that's the 2 stories, and now it's time where I ask you.
Which one?
I mean, it's the decapitated children, I would think.
Is it?
I
But those
think it's
idiots
a kite
found out about it.
festival.
They keep going outside. I mean, they know
The
about it
kite
already.
festival.
Yeah.
No, it's sad.
Makes it worse
The-
almost
the
that they know this shit's going to happen.
It's on
Right,
them
exactly.
almost at that point.
The English one is super sad because of like the coma and she had to
Yeah,
be
I
told
thought
later.
I painted a picture there. She woke up.
Super
and then-
sad, super
Yeah.
sad. But the fact
good
that like,
she forgot.
kids are
No, but
dying.
they told her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but shouldn't have to relive it at least.
All right, we'll go with the kids. We'll go
I
with
think it's the kids. I get unless Mark, what's your vote?
I'll go with the kids too.
You go okay? It's unanimous
I'll go with
kids,
the
but
kids.
you were on the fence.
There was, I mean, like, come on, that was a horrible story with the cow.
It was it's heart wrenching, but at the same time, I keep going. My brain can't let me.
What about if the
stop.
2 dogs got crushed too? Would that have swayed you?
Ooh, that would change things,
It
probably.
would have made me think that
One of them?
the herd was faster.
Puppies?
One of the 2? Yeah.
Puppies, yeah.
What if they were trying to shield the owners? All right, we're done with that.
If she was pregnant?
Yeah, she was pregnant 57. All right, we should stop. All right, that's it. Which
well, that was a
one's
throwback
worse?
to your
Yeah,
joke from
I know.
Right. That was a good guess of how it could have been worse in the beginning.
It's the kites.
The wife murder.
Kites are worse.
All right. Well, let's get on to some better news, okay? Some better news. And very exciting news, actually. Facebook and Instagram, as I mentioned, they're freeing the nipple, okay? It's time to see the nipple. From the New York Post, Meta's Oversight Board, which is an independent body of experts that CEO Mark Zuckerberg just pays to tell him what to do. He calls them the company's Supreme Court for content moderation and censorship policies.
Oh, those assholes probably walk around the office like such dicks.
Oh, they're the worst
Supreme
people.
Court.
The censorship squad, that's got to be the least fun team in any social media company.
Everyone's like, the noise just sucks out of the room when they're walking around.
Yeah. You don't want to go to happy hour with the censorship team.
No.
Good
They
Lord.
literally just like an offensive meter.
Canceled 10,000 accounts today.
I don't think that joke was very funny. Like as
Yeah.
they're like sipping a beer, and you're like, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" Like,
On a scale of 1 to 10, how offended are you?
Actually, I can't buy you this round by company rules.
right?
So you're on your own.
Definitely sticking to the rules. We're gonna have to go Dutch.
Yeah.
as is required by policy.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I cannot get into a romantic relationship with you. It is strictly forbidden.
We'll just both go home to our separate houses and jerk off thinking of each other.
No way
Yeah.
can we have sex.
Yeah. Don't even try it, ma'am.
Yeah.
Mrs.
The censorship team is like the cops in Demolition Man.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
So
Wiping their asses with the.
let's put on our headsets to have sex instead.
anyway, but they did something
meta.
good here. They ordered Facebook and Instagram to lift the ban on images of topless women. I mean, we did it, right? Or should I say
That's
they
good.
did it? The decision comes after years of protests from the Daily Mail in 2016. There was a protest, I don't know if you guys remember it, called the Free the Nipple movement, and it was to desexualize image of bare breasts. Here's a couple picture of the desexualization movement in New Hampshire, where it's just a bunch of chicks in bikinis showing their tits to guys.
Look at
who
all
are
those
taking
guys
pictures.
smiling.
Yeah. The most
awesome.
sexualized thing ever.
Look at the guy with the black hat.
They're having a fun time at that party.
Hello, it's just get hammered and show your tits in New
Look
Hampshire.
at the guy in the
everybody
far
takes
right.
pics.
Look at the guy in the far right in the white shirt smirk. Look at
Oh
his-
man, he's
look at
having
that
a great
mouth.
time. Yeah, he
So
might be
this
there
guy,
with
the
a
guy,
chaperone.
the white shirt guy, Mark, as you point out, he is like, is his hand on his penis inside his
don't
pocket,
know.
or
He's
is it-
thinking about it.
He is ready to go.
And
He
the guy two over is staring a hole through one of their chests with the black hat.
I just put one over my shoulder. I wonder if I could get to the car.
How many of these dudes just ran to the bathroom after
It's
this?
amazing.
Yeah.
The guy who's got the best reaction is the guy in the dead center with the beige hat and a blue
Yeah,
shirt.
yeah,
he's just
he's loving it.
smiling.
Yeah,
he's
he's
just like,
loving
this is awesome.
So happy.
I mean, it's a bonding experience for everyone.
Yeah.
So that was the Free the
what
Nipple
festival?
movement.
What's that called?
Free the Nipple
Nipple.
movement. Actually, I have another a video.
Guys, you got to get over to this bar.
Yeah.
Doing the free the
nipple chicks are here.
These chicks are just showing us everything. It's like saying it's some part of some protest. I don't give a fuck.
There's a little guy that I think he's gonna start jerking off. He's in a white shirt.
He keeps jittering.
It's a wild scene over here.
He's real
Just
nervous.
staring at their chests and shaking.
And here's a video that the same movement put out from New York City, and this one's just of a hot, very attractive woman with pretty much perfect breasts walking around New York City. Emily Bloom,
Nice.
and she's just climbing stairs. She's walking downtown, just showing her nipples.
Showing the
nipples,
whole
yeah.
deal.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I mean, yeah.
All right.
She got some perky
Climbing, yeah.
breasts. Yeah,
She does.
Great work, Emily Bloom.
yeah.
This movement was meant for her.
Right. And guys, this all came about, this Free the Nipple movement, not only to desexualize, breasts and to, equal treatment of women to be able to express themselves, but because pictures of women breastfeeding were censored or flagged as
Right, that's
nudity.
right. That's
right.
right.
So according to the article, the movement really took off after Facebook removed clips from the actor/director Lena Esco's documentary Free the Nipple, which sparked protests outside of Facebook headquarters. And many argued that while hate speech went uncensored, their nipples were flagged as dangerous. And here's a protest outside of Meta headquarters where they just I think they're holding up giant nipples.
All nipples.
Well,
yeah.
that is dangerous because that's going to cause a car accident because people are going to rubberneck the shit out of
I
it.
need to see that.
Yeah.
Look at all those nipples.
Right. And Mark Zuckerberg tried to justify that hate speech was going uncensored and nipples were being flagged, saying, quote, "It's easier to build an AI system to detect a nipple than what is hate speech." And I think what he meant to say is the horny nerds over here already had developed AI for identifying nipples. We just switched the algorithm to ban them rather than send pics to everyone's burner accounts.
Yes, and we've covered. I forget what we did before. We've covered one of the companies that built the dick algorithm.
Yeah.
And so that they already had the nip algorithm as well, right?
Yes, they had it.
They just got to flip
for
the switch.
personal pleasure. Yeah, they just jiggled the handle a little bit.
One pervert developed it.
Exactly. So after 10
Oh,
long
he's like, I'll volunteer for the task. He already had done it years ago.
Exactly. Yeah, they already had this thing
done.
They already had this thing ready to go. Hey, did it overnight.
It was turnkey.
Exactly. So after 10 long years of protest, even ones featuring, those naked women I showed you outside of Meta, the board has finally agreed, saying the ban on bare breasts violated human rights of women, transgender, and non-binary people. In fact, we have two specific people to thank for this. One of them is a transgender, and one of them is non-binary, whose posts were at the center of this board's decision. I think this is one of the posts of a transgender person who had their nipples or their breasts removed, and were trying to show their nipples.
Okay.
So,
it's like a little bit of a misshapen nipple due to the surgery.
Yeah, and it's amazing news. So now, next time Britney Spears posts some naked pics, we won't have to imagine what her nipples look like because she has to cover them up some stupid hearts.
Instagram's going to start showing nips?
Yeah. So I've noticed this on my feed. They already have. A lot of posts that used to be getting, that used to get like banned of chicks in clear shirts. Now I haven't seen like straight up topless yet. I'm sure it will start once like after, probably tomorrow, as Wes is pointing out, they're just going to let it slide. But I had noticed that chicks in see-through shirts with totally visible nipples are always flying now. And that didn't used to be the case. Sometimes those would get flagged and taken down. Now chicks can wear like mesh shirts all they want and post with it. And Instagram will never take it down.
You want to get some followers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you guys. I was getting real tired of jerking off to hearts and stars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You were going down Britney's timeline?
You start seeing like in real life, like in real life, like in your love life, you start seeing hearts instead of nipples because you've connotated.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, just put these on your nipples, will you?
Yeah.
Put these.
Put these on your nipples.
I put these heart
I can't get
stickers
hard.
on you.
I can't get hard unless you put these on. These hearts. Let's do stars tonight.
These cartoon flowers on your vagina too.
You might call her Britney though in the middle of sex.
You know what? Fuck it. Put the dog ears on.
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah. Let's just. You know what? I'm just gonna put it on the table. I'm a sick fuck.
I've been jacking off to Instagram for years.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I brought everything I need. If you'll just kindly apply.
Yeah. But wait, guys. Hold on. Fuck. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to read.
No.
I forgot to read the fine print here. Fuck. It says the ban lift pertains only to topless women who identify as transgender or non-binary.
Whoa.
Meaning they view themselves as neither male nor female. So let me get this straight. So the board, what that means is
that's a controversial decision.
How are they going to police that?
So men can go topless. Trans people can go topless. Non-binary people can go topless, but not women.
Cisgender,
but not Britney Spears, specifically
not
Britney Spears.
But
not cisgender, which is meaning you identify as the sex that you were born with.
So it's discrimination against women.
Absolutely, it will. It absolutely is.
Wow.
And I've already gotten ahead of the game. I emailed Brittany and I said, "Hey, Brittany, big fans. Can you go ahead and change your gender identification to non-binary for us? You will understand why later. Thanks a bunch. Hard factor." So
that's good work, Wes. That's good work right there.
Yeah.
Good tip for her.
Yeah.
Not sure if that's going to be a loophole that can happen, but as the people say, the board says,
Brittany is going to be busting them out.
I really hope so. The board says the same image of a female presenting nipples would be prohibited if posted by a cisgender woman. And again, I explained what cisgender was, but permitted if posted by an individual self-identifying as non-binary. So
can I send Brittany
insanity?
Can I send Brittany a dick pic if I go non-binary?
Yeah.
Well, no. Dicks
Nipples.
and
Just
vaginas
nips.
are always
Just
off
nipple.
limits
Just
on
nipple.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Not Twitter, as we covered at the top.
Just trying to get away with it, you know?
Yeah. So now what they're going to do?
Dude, that's fucked up. They're going to get sued.
Oh yeah, it's very iffy. So now
They're
what
gonna
they
get
got to
their
do?
Oh, they're going to get sued.
Will,
today.
they're going to get their tits suit off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they will.
But some new
Cisgender
exciting.
women should be able to free the nipple too. If everybody else on planet Earth can free the nipple, besides
You can
one
only
group
free
of people,
the nipple. Will, you can only. It gets worse. So now they will have job openings at Meta. They will have human reviewers who will solely be tasked with quickly assessing both a user's
This is a
sex.
good job. This is a good job.
Yeah, as the
Nipple
policy applies
reviewer?
to female nipples and their gender identity. So they're gonna go and be like, she's a woman, no nipple. She's
What a
binary,
team.
nipple fine.
This team's the exact opposite of the Supreme Court. They're like the cool kids that are getting high fives in the hallway.
Yeah.
The nipple squad.
But
Yeah,
additional exceptions.
It's a great team to be on.
A cisgender woman can have nipple on only if it's related to breastfeeding, birth giving, after birth. Basically,
these fuckers are getting sued.
Yeah.
This is unreal. That's
is.
such
But
discrimination against
they
women.
brought this upon themselves. They
yeah,
could
they're
have just
just
left it
announcing,
alone.
"Hey, sue
Yeah,
us."
exactly.
Hey, sue us for discrimination
coulda
because
just
we're
left-
discriminating.
They could have left it as is.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're making an announcement that
Yeah, like, hey, everybody sue the fuck out of us because
yeah.
we're discriminating against women.
it's
right.
pretty stupid.
Yeah. So this one attorney in Los Angeles who was formerly a lesbian and transgender to being a man argues that Meta's new policy poses a violation of equal protection clause under the 14th
shit.
Amendment. Cis women's breasts have been sexualized. However, breasts are not sex objects. Okay, whatever. They are to feed children, the original purpose
Sure
of
they
breasts.
are.
When balancing the interests of anyone's equal rights against another potential lascivious outburst or individual rights and liberties must trump, or we face a slippery slope to diminishing other legal protections.
This is why I get so mad. With nudity in general, it's so fucking stupid. Everywhere should just be topless is okay,
Will,
bottomless is not okay.
Austin cis women can have topless is okay. The city of Austin, women
Really?
can walk around topless in Austin.
Everywhere.
No, they
Germany's
can't.
the same.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
yes, they can.
Everywhere should be
downtown,
topless
they
is
can walk
okay.
around.
Downtown women can walk around topless in Austin. They have been able to for several
It should always
years.
be tops off is fine.
I thought they had to have
bottoms
little
on.
pasties on, at least.
Nope.
Damn.
Wes, can you put up the picture again of the guys staring at the bar?
Yes.
What they should do is the guy on the far right in the white shirt. If he starts jerking off, you can't post it. Right. He should be the one-man review squad.
Yeah, he's the one-man nipple squad.
He starts rubbing his dick.
If
It's
he
done.
starts rubbing his dick, you're not allowed to post it.
You see
They
his
ask for
pocket
water.
jiggling. Like, oh, we got to pull that one.
Yeah,
If he takes a sip of water, it's over.
that's the review board.
But guys, I think you're missing the bigger
He
picture
starts
here.
sweating.
Yeah. Beads
wanna
of
post
sweat. Yeah. But guys, I honestly think, Will, I think that while this does seem like a bad thing maybe at first and discriminatory, I think it's a huge step. It's kind of like legalizing marijuana for medical purposes.
Right,
That
yes.
will eventually go full legal. I think this is a
And
big
especially
step.
after they get sued, it's
Yes.
gonna go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good step because once they get their dick
Yeah, I
suit
mean,
off,
It's a good step. Look, the best stuff is always in the middle, right? Twitter is probably way over the line where anybody can just watch hardcore porn.
I've seen
at
prolapsed
any
assholes on
moment.
Twitter by accident, and
Right,
it's just
and
it's
so
too
like,
much.
so
Yeah, it's
but
too
then
much.
on Instagram they won't even let half the world's population pop the top, and they're letting everybody else pop the top. So look,
Dude,
if you
just make Instagram like you have to be 13 plus to even have an account. Period. And then
that's already the rule. That's
I know
already
exactly.
the
So
rule.
then, like nipples, you have to be whatever 18 plus, or whatever. Just let all the nipples fly. Every gender or whatever. You know what I mean? Like just let them fly.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. It's tops optional. Oh, it
Don't
should
they have
always- it should
don't they have a sensitive like this image is sensitive? Click if you want to see it.
We're all
They do.
humans. We all have bodies. Why can't we just standardize this across the globe, right?
Ridiculous.
Tops off is optional, bottoms on. You can't show people your genitals, but you can definitely take your shirt off no matter
and
what, no
America's
matter
the
who
only
you
one
are.
That's pussies about the bottoms too. You go over to like Europe, like I mean,
Well,
families are just walking around naked.
Some countries allow the whole bottom off.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it, but
We're gonna look
I'm
back
not
at
against
this.
that. But
We're gonna look back at this 5 years from now when everyone's allowed to post nipples. And we're gonna be like,
Yeah.
we wasted Britney's best years.
Yeah,
We really
no
did.
Shit.
Prime
We really no shit, Mark. We are
Right?
wasting.
How
Britney's
stupid
best
are we?
We are dumb.
that's probably why she's having this breakdown. Getting upset, getting drunk at the bars, and posting the weird videos. 'cause
She's
she just
trying,
wants
and
to
we're
free
just
the
like,
nipple.
not yet, Brittany.
Yeah. Keep those hearts on.
Well, Wes, I thought that
Put
was
some big hearts
great
on,
news.
please.
And
Listen,
out
and,
to
and
be-
overall, it is great news because look, if we want to see nipples, we're gonna see nipples
they
regardless.
freed
step.
some
It's a
nipples.
step in
Yeah,
the right
it's a
direction.
step.
They freed
It is a
some
step.
nipples.
They're testing the waters, and they hopefully
freed a few
cisgender
nipples,
women will be
but it's-
outraged by this and do protests of their own.
There are.
It's one small step for man, one giant step for that guy in the white shirt.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
He's really close. Oh, take me off. I'm high five.
High
Yes.
five.
All right, here we go. A little folk music for you today.
Nice song. That's the me.
Ooh, Marv will be back on the cup of coffee.
Nice.
There you have it.
Got a feeling it's gonna be a big news day tomorrow.
Yeah, would assume so. I mean, we got prime ministers resigning mid-show on this one.
Something
so.
might pop, and then George Santos is gonna do something insane as well.
Well, he's got to reply, right? Like, don't you? Because so far, I don't think he's replied at all. Yeah, Chris Slate's live chat says, I was wondering when to see nipple
soon.
And it's kind of now. You can see some nipples, some nipple,
Yeah.
soon.
some nipple.
So,
Oh, who won the poll?
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was the kids, because the kids, right? Because the
It was the
kites,
kids.
because they were kids. If it was two adults that got their necks slit from the kites, and then
Right.
the two
It's
people
the kids.
trampled, I bet you it was a bit closer.
yeah.
yeah.
It's the kids.
They want to. Nick Miller wants to know when the next fadathon is. We'll discuss
Spring,
that. Yeah,
Probably
it's
Leading
coming up soon.
up to Fat Boy Summer, baby. It's coming soon.
Probably
Very soon.
February. Probably sometime start date in February. Probably.
Very
I mean, it
soon,
could be.
Nick.
It could be
Don't
started
worry.
any time now. There's no more fucking holidays coming.
Yeah, very soon. Next.
This
two-
was my
3 weeks.
favorite comment of the night, though. It was one of the very first ones before we were even really live. And this random person says, "You all look like incels. I hope this gets better." So if you're still in the chat, let us know. Hopefully it got better.
Yeah,
for
spread
you.
the word, everyone. We want new people in, like Anon there that thinks we're incels. Spread the word. We're going live from now on, so we want people popping in live, new people to see the boys.
Yeah,
See the
get in there.
incel boys.
He'll be back.
Join us live. Watch it. The replay on Spotify, Apple Pods.
Yep. And
YouTube.
Florida Man Friday shirt drops Friday. Little inside baseball is already in the store because someone wanted it for their trip, so I published it live. But you can get it Friday officially. But it's
Or
already
right
in there, so
now.
go check it out.
Store.hardfactor.com.
What a
It's
good
beautiful.
guy you are. A listener wanted it for the trip, so you put it up early.
That's right. I did.
What a good guy you are, Wes.
That's the kind of service you get at Hard Factor.
That's right. That's right. But hey, that's it for the show today. We love you. We hope
Yes.
you have a great fucking day.